Hello and welcome to another mock of Mini Moc March. Today we have a mock which I've titled The Power of the Jedi. Now, from that title alone, you can probably tell that I was trying to go with a little bit of a different direction with this mock, because I feel like a lot of the mocks in Mini Moc March have just kind of been classed down to like, oh, this is an Endor mock, or this is a Geonosis mock. So I wanted to try and do something that, while sticking within the same vein of that, is going out there and is being something different. And I think I've achieved that really nicely with this. What this mock basically represents is a time after episode 6 where the last of the Empire still stands and Luke is going around in his old age trying to take out the last of them. And you can see here I've created a really fun scene of where he's just leapt over the top of this ATSD and taken his lightsaber straight through the center of it to this nice pose at the bottom, creating a really cool overall look. Now I really like how this mock's turned out. I think the base of it is possibly a little bit plain, just these reddish brown plates with a couple of dark green tiles like meshed in to represent a bit of a swampy area. But I think the highlight is clearly the posing of everything going on here and the ATSD itself. Basically, what I've done here is this is the 2016 AT-AT, I want to say. What I've basically done here is taken that build, taken apart the head almost entirely, and then rebuilt it, but in two halves. And any connecting plate I replaced with wedge plates. So it looks like they were once together, but have been literally ripped apart through Luke and his lightsaber. And I think that's a really cool look. You can see that the driver in here is a little bit scared of everything that's going on. And I think that's quite a nice touch. You can also see I've used hinge joints on the tops of either of these heads just so they can slant them back even further, just to give that look that they've really been split apart properly, which I'm a big fan of. And I think it really adds to be something quite unique. It's actually inspired after the Force Unleashed video game, and like how one of the finishing moves in that was you can split an AT-ST. So I thought, yeah, I think doing that with Luke in his Return of the Jedi outfit is really awesome. Speaking of Luke himself, I really like how I did the posing of him. I'll pull him off slightly so you can kind of actually understand what I've done here. If you look at him this way, you can kind of see what I've done. So I've just taken a regular pose for his body and legs, but you can see in order to show his face off a little bit better, I've actually blue tacked his hood down in the back corner there, just so you can see his face, and I've used the episode 8 face there for Luke, if you would love to focus on. There you go. Just so he does look a little bit older, and then attach him down so it looks like he's holding on to the ground, and as he's just taken through this whole thing, which I really do like. Looking back to the surface again, I've slightly raised this mock off the floor just to give it a little bit of an extra power to it. And if I spin this around, you can see the full extent of the freeform mock base which I've created here. This may very well be my actual first freeform build of Mini Moc March, or at least one of the very few, because I've just mainly kept it to black borders because they tend to be easier. But I really like how this turned out in this mock, even if it is just quite simple detailing. And I'm a big fan of the overall look, especially when you take in the wider context of the build. And there you have it. Here is my mock titled The Power of the Jedi, because they are pretty powerful lads, I've got to say. Hopefully you enjoyed this mock. I know it's a little bit different. This is a little bit bare bones, but I couldn't really think of anything else I wanted to put in here because I just didn't want to take away from the look of this. But hopefully you liked the video. If you did like it, like the video. That's what the like button's there for. Comment your favourite aspect of this mock, even though there isn't that many aspects to pick from, but I personally really like everything. And subscribe so you do not miss tomorrow's mock of Mini Moc March, because it will be a fun one, as I always try to put out. Do not forget to check out the playlist for Mini Moc March in case you've missed a mock so far. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really do appreciate it, and bye. One thing I do like though is that whenever you move the mock even slightly, this does start to jiggle around quite a bit.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.